Hey, it's Nikki with Our Soul Intent. I am so excited about this webinar series, Life on the Run. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you to everyone that participated in my survey. I sent out hundreds of emails with the survey, and I posted it on my social media, and I got so much feedback, and I totally appreciate and loved hearing your voice as I created and designed this program for you. My intention is really to empower you with lots of information and to hear what your concerns and your objections are. I wanted to hear what you're training for. I wanted to know what your challenges are. And that really helped me out a lot. So as I'm going through this webinar process, I really want to hear feedback constantly. If you have a question, if there's something you didn't quite get, this is definitely a conversation. I'm going to provide you with lots of information, and I will empower you. And I invite you to open your heart. I invite you to open your life. Essential oils are powerful and they're amazing gifts of the earth. And this really is this tool of connecting to the earth. But I'm going to make it practical and very real, because I don't want you to just get all this information and not know what to do today. So I'm going to be going back and forth between this, and I do have some slides to show you. So thank you again. I will say that one of the issues that came up was time. And so I want to honor your time. I am going to give you lots of information, but yes, I will honor your time, and I will keep this video as short as possible, but I want to answer a lot of your concerns. So Life on the Run, okay? This is my website, Our Soul Intent, and my message is to design your epic life. And what that looks like is your story. And I love the word epic because it makes me feel like there's a hero, that there's courage, that it takes you being brave and fearless. And I think that we all have a story. And that's what I love about this message, Design Your Epic Life. How? Connecting to the earth, connecting to your heart, and connecting to your body. So with that being said, let me say that in this series, you're going to get an inside look at how I've used essential oils with practical and simple tips to increase my performance and support my health with natural solutions. You know, a lot of you in this survey said that you were training for your 5K. The majority of you, though, were training for a half marathon. There were lots of you that are doing a full marathon, and then just a handful that are doing an ultra. So this is going to give you the essentials to living a life on the run that is bold and loving and energetic and epic. So you want to become a better runner, and you want to do it naturally by connecting to your body and the earth. You know, every time I post this quote on my social media, I get hundreds of likes, because we know that sometimes the hardest step for a runner is the one at the front door. So how do you keep showing up and following the plan in the big picture of your life? Because this is what our lives look like. We have work, and we have stress, and we do not have enough time, and we have little kids with little germs that become big germs that then shut down our immune system. And in all of this, we are trying to run, and our bodies are designed to move. We love running. It's good for you. So this big picture of who you are and wellness, the foundation of wellness is definitely food. So we know that as you're training, what you're eating the day before is affecting your run. Like if you've had, when you're traveling and you have like a lot of bad food and lots of restaurant food, you wake up the next day, you go for a run and you're sluggish and your body's heavy and you just can't get it together. We know that our nutrition is the foundation for wellness, and how not just when you're running, but outside of your run, how it's affecting your run. So we are running, so as I exercise, we have that for wellness. And I want to say this to you because, you know, I love this program, but I love the runner. And I feel like we are this tribe creating and committing and being disciplined and getting outside ourselves. And I want you to know that this is not about changing who you are. This is about kicking it up a notch. This is about staying where you are as a runner and doing amazing things and crushing epic finish lines. And I know what it takes to be this runner, and I believe that it's an awesome thing that we're doing for our bodies, and it makes me a better mom, and everything that goes with being a runner. And this that I'm talking about today really is a tool to help you stay there, to help you get better, to help you go for a bigger distance, or maybe get that PR that you've been training for. Okay. I just wanted to say that because I just love the runner. So exercise, we have, managing and resting and stress in your body. We also, like a year ago, I moved, and the stress of moving was crazy. Like I physically, just from packing boxes and doing all that nonsense, and then also just emotionally, it affected my running. Like I just was having a hard time getting up and being motivated. And so stress, know that it affects our running. And then also your toxic load, which actually stress creates toxicity in our bodies, but also our environment and the food that we're eating can be toxic, and what you're using to clean your house with. And so really toxicity in our bodies will cause inflammation. And then the top two on that pyramid is healthcare. Just being informed, asking questions, being proactive, because people always say, well, healthcare is expensive, but waiting until you're sick, that's expensive. Like every day, the little bit that we can do is being proactive in where we're at. So going back to the runner, we have these mile markers of respiratory and immune health, your immune system, having energy and focus so that we are doing our miles, and then rest, recovery, and repair. Like this is those living between the miles. That's so important as a runner, because it's how your body's repairing and healing between, that's going to get you ready for the next run. So oxidative stress in your body is stress. And what you're doing when you're running is breaking your body down, tearing the muscles so that it can repair itself and become stronger. That's how training plans are designed for us to develop to hit higher distances or to PR with power. So whether it's short twitch muscle fibers, slow twitch muscle fibers, your recovery and repair really is the key to being a better runner. So I started running and loved it so much, and just everything in who I am. I'm an entrepreneur, so I saw the difference in my life. My daughter was 1 at the time, and now she's 7. So I started running about 6 years ago, and then actually became a running coach. And I taught people specifically chi running, it's a technique on how to reduce impact and how to become more efficient as a runner. And I would videotape you, and we talk about full foot landing, and I would talk about arm swing and lean and all these things that are so important. And if you're wondering about running form or running technique, I highly encourage you to look up chirunning.com, because it is an amazing technique and for when you are running. So I started teaching, and I taught hundreds of people in workshops and one-on-ones on running technique, and I loved it. But what I started noticing, especially for me, is that I needed to take this to another level, and this connecting to my body while I was running was just as important as connecting to my body and my family and the between the miles, to start increasing my performance. So I was increasing my distance at the time, and did my first 50 miler, and then was just starting to train for 100 miler and the Grand Canyon. It was my 40th birthday. That's me and my brother and my sister-in-law and my husband, who's not in the picture. We all went to the Grand Canyon for my 40th birthday celebration, and it was crazy and so epic. And we did rim to rim to rim, which was about 46 miles. But in this process, I was looking at my food. I was thinking about repair, because I had to start increasing my mileage and I needed to start running more. And so many friends started asking me about essential oils, because I do bone broth and I make my own kombucha and, this sort of life. And by the fifth person, I thought, but I really need to look into essential oils. And I thought it was the perfect time, because stress on my body and my family and everything. So I started using essential oils right before I did the Grand Canyon, and then moving into my first 100 miler. So I really looked at the oils as like a test for me to see how can I increase my mileage. I started running 6 days a week. I really was so overwhelmed with the prospect of doing a 100 miler, but I was daily, my lifestyle was evolving, and I was looking at who I was and how I could do this. And so essential oils, that's when it all began for me. So here's a picture, and I want to show you this picture of my family, because selfishly, when I started using essential oils, it was for me and my running. And it was just all about how can I do this and hit this training plan and do this. And so I selfishly used oils for me. But what I noticed was, as a mom with my two beautiful girls, this empowering that I felt of having natural solutions for them. And then my husband started asking me some questions, and then he kind of tried some oils, and all of a sudden I could not imagine my home without essential oils, and how I was using them from the minute I woke up in the morning till the minute I went to bed at night. So this really big picture of not just about me, but about my family. So, here's the question: happy life equals happy runner, or is it happy runner gives you a happy life? Because it's like this circle. When you're stressed out and things aren't working, you don't want to run, but you really need to run, because running makes you feel good. So then when you're running, all of a sudden everything has perspective and your life is better. So it's this beautiful circle, right? Like of your life and your running, and how they so intertwined, and how they so affect the other. So essential oils are so simple. And in the survey that I sent you, one of the big objections was that you don't know where to start. So I'm really going to give you some information and show you the beautiful simplicity of essential oils, and how you cannot go wrong, and how you cannot do anything wrong or using it, which oil and so forth. So no, this is going to simplify your life. This will simplify your home. I'm going to talk about what essential oils are. And they are the aromatic compounds found in the roots, the stems, the flowers of plants. So, for example, if you think about your basil in the kitchen, I think I have a picture of that. There you go. I was familiar with basil and peppermint and thyme in my kitchen, and when you crushed open the leaf, what you smell, that is the aromatic compound. That is the essential oil within the plant, and I like to think about it as the blood of the plant. Okay, so it's the life source of these plants. So essential oils really are this connection to the earth, and whether it is the flower, whether it's the leaf, whether it's the bark, essential oils are of plants. Now, this is such a funny story, and I posted this in the survey, and a couple of you responded like, well, when I think about essential oils, I think about hippies. And when I first got my oils, I was so excited. We were in Publix, and I was walking down the aisles, and I said to my husband, oh, I think I'm going to make some conditioner with my oils. And he looked at me and said, well, are you going to get dreadlocks too? And, you know, and I was like, oh, I think I'm a hippie. Like this life of freedom and living in a caravan, like we think about patchouli and, you know, lavender is this hippie lifestyle. So if you are a hippie wannabe like me, yes, we will be using essential oils. But it really does go back to like, when you think about essential oils and how far back they go, we think about hippies, but even go further back, think about baby Jesus was given frankincense and myrrh. Those are essential oils. So this is nothing new. I would say that essential oils used to be more alternative in their approach, and people would think about them as holistic, whereas nowadays we term them more natural solutions, plant-based medicine. So definitely essential oils, as our culture is embracing essential oils, they're becoming so much more mainstream. And I think some of that also has to do with that our culture, we all know that our healthcare system is broken. So people are asking more questions and now craving this information because it is nothing new. You know, talking about your kitchen, and essential oils are everywhere without you really maybe knowing the term or how they're used. So in your kitchen, oils versus herbs. So just know that essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than essential herbs. Than herbs in your kitchen. So, for example, 1 drop of pure peppermint oil is the equivalent to 24 cups of peppermint tea. So, essential oils are very powerful and very potent. So much so that, for example, if you're using oregano herb in your soup, you would use your oregano. If you were using the oregano essential oil in your soup, you would actually dip a toothpick with the oregano and then stir it in your soup to get that same flavor, to get that same zest. So essential oils, definitely more powerful than herbs, but very, very safe. This was another objection, and actually my husband still teases me about essential oils now because he calls them my snake oils, you know, like the snake oil cure oil. And then I laugh, and then he laughs, and then the next day he'll ask me when I'm ordering more frankincense, and then I laugh. So this idea of it being a snake oil, I will put it out there. I know it's an objection. I know that people have concerns, but there is nothing weird or evil or anything about essential oils. They are of the earth. They are pure. They are beautiful. And I am honoring creation and knowing that we are given and God designed this beautiful planet and our beautiful earth with everything that we need. And so essential oils are plants for healing. They're not snake oils, okay? So this was the next concern, is really not knowing where do I start. So as I said, essential oils are very simple. In the next video, I will be showing you applications. I'm going to be talking about specific oils that are traditionally starter oils, really good, simple, easy oils that you're familiar with, that you can use and how to use them. So do not be concerned. This idea of not knowing where to start is a lot of you voiced your opinion that you're just not quite sure. And another thing was, when I would think about oils before I started using oils, is it was something that I cooked with. So olive oil in my pantry or coconut oil that you have in your kitchen. Those would be carrier oils, which when we're talking about diluting essential oils, that would be a great way to dilute your oils. But essential oils are little bottles. There's a couple ways that you distill the oil out of the plant, but it is not the same as the oils that you cook with or that you're thinking about as far as olive oil or coconut oil. In fact, this was one of my dilemmas. I've always suffered with skin blemishes and, puberty, and then even into my adult life. And so when someone told me that I need to use an essential oil on my skin, on my base, I said, no way, man. I use peroxide, drying, Accutane. Like, you do not put oil on your face. And this was really a difference to feel, because when I use the essential oil on my skin, it actually gets absorbed so much quicker than an oil that you cook with. Like coconut oil really sits on your skin and you can feel it very oily, whereas essential oils, they get absorbed very quickly into the skin. And that was a real difference that I noticed thinking about essential oils versus oils that you cook with. So thinking about oils in the market, let's talk about your experience or what's out there. So we have synthetic oils, and this really makes up the majority of oils. So for example, your ginger in ginger body lotion at Bath and Body Works, or the perfume industry. These are products that are synthetically produced in a lab. And I thought it was funny when I once looked at some body lotion and it said, ginger body lotion, but there was no ginger in there. It was all synthetically put together for it to smell like ginger, and then it had all this other stuff in there. So that is the majority of the market. The green section is food grade, and there is a standard in this oil. It's generally regarded as safe. So for example, your cinnamon in cinnamon chewing gum, or your lavender in not lavender, your lemon in lemon salad dressing. Like, these are all oils incorporated into food that are safe. Therapeutic grade, if you have been to a massage therapist, which most likely if you are a runner, you have at some point experienced a massage. Usually massage therapists are using a therapeutic grade oil because they're familiar with the body and the organs, and your skin being your biggest organ. And so anything that they're putting on your skin is being absorbed into your body. So there is a health benefit to therapeutic grade. Now, doTERRA has come up, it has its own grade because the market is not standardized or there's no sort of scaling system. doTERRA has certified pure therapeutic grade. And what that means is it's 100% pure. It means that there's nothing added. There's no fillers. So when I'm talking about essential oils in these videos, that is the grade. That is the level of oil to get a health benefit, for your body to respond in the ways that I'm talking about, for supporting your immune system, for respiratory health, for inflammation in the body. You must use an oil that is 100% pure, and not because it says 100% pure on the label that you have found in Chamberlain's, because it's not, there's no like rule, or it's not specifically graded. doTERRA is 100% pure, therapeutic grade, certified. Okay, so it's tested for extra stuff. And this really is so important for you as I'm teaching you about these benefits and this healing in your body and in your children and for your family, that you are using an oil that will work and that is powerful. So, you know, I just really want you to know that that is like this big picture of a lot of the concerns that came up for you, not knowing when to start, feeling overwhelmed, not quite sure what essential oils are. I hope that looking at the market, you have a better picture of really essential oils, the oil that I'm going to be presenting as being unique and powerful. How it compares to herbs that you have in your kitchen. You know, some of the stigma of it being alternative or, you know, kind of out there in the hippie world. Essential oils are very powerful. And as a runner and this big picture in your world, I really honestly believe and have felt this in my life and used my running as a test. From when I increased my mileage and trained for my first ultra, my 100-miler, using essential oils for repair, for recovery, for stress, in my family, for my sanity, for it changed everything for me, how I cooked, how I cleaned, and feeling so empowered by this healing and these options. Because as a runner, you need to keep running. You need to be crushing finish lines. You need to be this amazing person that and having this help and this tool is going to get you there. So that is all for today. I hope I answered some of your questions, or at least some of your objections to essential oils. I'd love to hear some more feedback, so comment below. I'll post those comments in the video. And then in the next video, I will specifically be talking about application, how to use essential oils. There are 3 ways to use essential oils, and then focusing on 10 oils that I know would be perfect to start with, the foundation of oils, and why I feel like these oils will help and support you. So ciao for now. Thanks so much, and we will talk soon.